Welcome to Quickie Cringe, a mini dose of hilarious cringe stories and more from me, the funny mummy, and you, my brilliant listeners. Let's do this. Is Victoria Beckham the cringiest mum in the world right now? This is an emergency episode of Cringe and Tell. The story has dropped. We're all obsessed. I cannot stop thinking about that wedding dance, seeing that wedding tape. It's all I can think about, really. I can't really concentrate on anything else. And I know that makes me shallow, but I don't care. Let's get into it. So I am imagining how Victoria Beckham must be feeling now after seeing that statement. I first of all want to say it's really sad. The whole statement makes me sad for him and for them, to be honest, because it's just not a nice thing when your son is saying things like that about you. And I can imagine it's just painful for everyone all round. And if he's been feeling anxious his whole life, it's just awful. I really hope they can work it out behind closed doors as well as in front of the cameras. La, la, la. That's my disclaimer. Let's get into the bit that I cannot cope with. The wedding dance. Right. Okay. Now this to me is ultimate cringe. This is what he said. My mum hijacked my first dance with my wife, which had been planned weeks in advance, to a romantic love song. In front of our 500 wedding guests, Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony? Is that the guy that used to be married to J-Lo? Okay, he was there. Mark Anthony called me to the stage where in the schedule was planned to be my romantic dance with my wife, but instead my mum was waiting to dance with me instead. She danced very inappropriately on me. It's the choice of words. It's the on me in front of everyone. I've never felt more uncomfortable or humiliated in my entire life. We wanted to renew our vows so we could create new memories of our wedding day that brought us joy and happiness, not anxiety and embarrassment. I'm trying to picture what was going through Victoria's mind when she decided to do this dance. Like, did she think she was like that fun mum? Like, oh my God, this is going to be brilliant. You know, I'm not a regular mum, I'm a fun mum. Was she thinking, yes, this will be a right laugh. I've had a couple of wines. Mark Anthony, you used to be married to J-Lo. She busts some moves. What do you think about this? And Mark Anthony's like, I don't even know why I'm here. But yeah, go for it. Whatever. You know, you're paying for me to be here to DJ or whatever. Yes. Go bust a move, Lady Victoria. And I will introduce you as I used to introduce my wife J-Lo at all of the times when she twerked inappropriately. So she's thinking, oh, this will be hilarious. This will be brilliant. I mean, did she mean to do it instead of the first dance? Was she just getting a bit carried away and wanted to dance with her son? And did it all just go horribly wrong? Is she mortified now? Is it just the biggest cringe moment you can imagine? Like her waking up the next day going, David, I had this horrible dream that I put on Get Low by Flow Rider, and I started twerking and grinding up against our son at his wedding. And David's like, babe, he had a couple of bottles of Pinot and that is what actually happened. And then for him to drop this message and call her out for her cringe on me dancing in front of the world. The cringeometer for Lady Victoria, it's gone off the scale. It's gone absolutely off the scale. So look, maybe she did mean to steal the spotlight from his bride. If she did, that's not ideal, is it? It's not great. Or maybe she just thought it would be really funny and fun and didn't mean for it to be the most humiliating, cringeworthy moment of his life. And it now turns out maybe her life because he's told everybody about it. But what I do know is in order for me to decide all of these things, I need to see that tape. Yeah, I'm going to need to see that tape. So I'm sure Brooklyn Beckham and Victoria are huge fans of this podcast. Please, could you just send it to me? I promise I won't show anyone or tell anyone about it, just so I can make the decision as to what the intention was behind it and how cringy it really was for both of you. A bit like that episode of Friends where Rachel's saying, Ross came on to me, and Ross is like, no, You came on to me and everyone's like, yeah, we're going to need to see that tape. This is what I'm saying, okay? We need to decide who was the most cringe, whether Victoria really wanted to steal the spotlight away from the bride or whether she was just trying to be fun, dancy mum and got it horribly wrong. We need to know, people. We need to know. So that is my take on Victoria being the cringiest mum potentially in the world right now. Tell me what you think about it all. I'm now going to move on to some of the cringe things that I've done this week before we have a quickie episode of Mortified by my child. So this week, I sent a voice note to my friend Alyssa. That was this. That's correct. I accidentally recorded myself flushing the loo and sent it as a voice note to my friend. She messaged me back saying, "Did you mean to send me a recording of you flushing the loo?" I hadn't known that I'd sent this, so obviously not. And then she was just laughing emojis all over the place. And she said, "I am not surprised that you have a podcast called Cringe and Tell." So that's one of my main cringe moments of the week. What's been yours? What have you done? What have you done to cringe? And actually, I think also because of this podcast, I wasn't that embarrassed. Also, I do stupid shit all the time, but I wasn't that embarrassed. I just laughed about it. I think I would have been more embarrassed if I was actually doing a poo or something. I can barely even say it. Yeah. So I'm not completely cringe proof. So that's my week. Tell me about your cringe moments and tell me your thoughts on the Victoria Beckham Brooklyn situation. But now, gorgeous people, as part of this Quickie Cringe episode, we are going to do Mortified by My Child. Here we go. As you know, at my shows, gorgeous people, I ask my audience, my lovely mums in the audience, to tell me how their children have absolutely mortified them. And they tell me such amazing stories. So I've got a whole box of these bad boys ready to go. So let's dig in and see what gold we can find for our Quickie Cringe episode today. Okay, here we go. You look like a different person without makeup. Worse. Thanks for your honesty. Thank you. My son told his friend and his parents that I couldn't open the door to trick-or-treaters because I was doing a poo. That was the first thing he said to them. I love it so much. My 4-year-old shouted at the Tate drawer. It's the Tate Modern, I think. What do you call it? Art place in London. At the Tate drawer in front of many families. "Mummy, look at my drawing. It's so fucking good." Loving the confidence. Loving the confidence. He's 4. Amazing. Okay, here we go. Final one for today's Quickie Cringe. Let's do this. Mummy to Bertie, age 7. "Bertie, how would you describe me to a policeman if you were lost?" Very good. Safety question. "Bertie, she has nice glasses, golden hair, legs that are like children's legs out at the bottom and moose legs at the top. Antlers and a big fat belly that you can smush your face into." Oh, Bertie. Oh, that's made my day. I'm sure it didn't make your mum's day. Antlers? What? Oh dear, kids. That is just, yeah, that's a perfect one to end on. Thank you for joining me for Quickie Cringe, where we've covered everything from Victoria Beckham to children accusing us of having antlers. I love doing this podcast. Please subscribe, tell your friends, share it to the world because it's early days and I'd love to get as many people listening and laughing as possible. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been Alyssa, the funny mummy. You've been legends. See you later. Thank you so much for listening to Cringe and Tell. If you have a cringy story, no matter how big or small, we can't wait to hear it. Send me a voice note or message on socials at The Funny Mummy UK, or drop me an email to cringeandtell@gmail.com. If you've enjoyed the podcast, why not subscribe, share it with your mates, and make sure to join me next time for more cringe and more laughs.